Welcome in, everybody. It's another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast, and it's another Winner's Lounge, baby! Let's go. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, and I'm joined by the fellas. I got Dancing Cowboy Super Yeah. It's Yahir Vazquez.
Go. It's 4 in a row. We cooking. We don't know if it's good yet, but we cooking.
Also joining us is a downtown Duane Brown.
Oh, and we destroyed those horrible people from FC Dallas. What a night.
We messed with Texas.
A night. We messed with them. They messed with themselves.
That's true. Perfect. They messed with themselves. Rapids with a 2-0 win over visiting Dallas. Their second straight win. 4 unbeaten. That includes wins over LAFC, a draw in Miami, win over San Jose, win over Dallas. 15 points, tied for second in the Western Conference with RSL and Galaxy behind Vancouver. The Rapids, the all caps Rapids, cannot be stopped right now. 2 own goals. Those don't really tell the story of how those goals were scored. Those are own goals that are in the flow of the offense. They are created by their own actions, right? This was not a Nashville own goal, right? Those were created by the Rapids in their run of play. You like seeing it. I thought the offense looked pretty good considering the conditions. Kevin Cabral couldn't hit water from a boat, and we can get into that. But where do you guys want to start? I mean, how do you guys want to go through the game, talk about who we liked, things we liked? Yeah, I'm gonna go to you here first.
I think it just should be instant reaction, right?
Sure.
We're a city of champions, and the Rapids are trying to add into that badge. They're trying to add that little star, man. They played so well tonight, and I understand that there's a very injured FC Dallas team. They don't have Jesus Ferreira. They don't have Alan Velasco. I get it. I understand. That doesn't take away from what the Rapids have done this season, and it's take hold of opportunity, capitalize, and get out of that place with points. Whether it's 1 or 3, they've done it, and that's something we didn't see from the Rapids last year. How many times did we see missed opportunity after missed opportunity, not to score a goal, not to walk away with a point? And now it feels like they corrected that, and you're just excited. You can't put a lot of asterisks on this. Again, I'm still kind of waiting. I'm trying to be as level-headed as I can, but it's really hard when you have a performance like this, and they just kind of show you what they can be when they're at full force and when they're humming, and it's just a well-oiled machine.
Why? Since when do you try and be level-headed? What is that? That's not a thing. That's not how this podcast works.
Thing. I'm trying a new thing. I'm trying to evolve here.
Why? We like that.
Oh, dude, if I get too insane, I can't have my heart broken twice.
Twice? It's only been broken once so far by the Rapids. That's pretty good. No lies.
Twice
no
on
lies.
The podcast.
True. Okay, fair enough. Duane, what is your biggest takeaway from that game?
You got to beat bad teams. You know, it's similar to what Yaya was saying, but if you don't beat bad teams, it's going to catch up with you at the end of the season. Those points matter even more than beating really good teams because they should be expected. And we got all 3. So that's exactly what I needed to see tonight. I am all aboard the Chris Armas Armada. I am all aboard with that dude. I love the turnaround from this year, from last year. Guys are playing with heart. Guys are playing with really high work rates. I don't know what else we want right now. There's details of things that each of us want, but looking at not the trees, looking at the forest, this is where I want to be with the Rapids right now, is taking care of business when the other team is injured. We didn't do that earlier in the season. We're doing that now. And it's paying off, go look at the MLS standings. It's fun to look at right now. If you're looking for this logo, it's really fun to look at right now.
And you think about those kind of dropped points, right? Nashville, Houston, Seattle, right? That's 5 points right there, right? All of a sudden, you're talking, you have a 3-point lead over Vancouver, and it's, you're in cruise control in first place. So, like, even if we're talking about, the offense looked kind of clunky at times, right? Like, they got to the attacking third, didn't do much when they got there. There was a lot of passing around the box, not in the box. Kevin Cabral, 3, should have had a hat trick tonight, right? Didn't convert any of them.
He could have had 4.
I know. And it's like Yappy blew a wide open one-on-one break. Rafa blew a wide open. There's all these missed chances, and yet this team is so in the middle of the top of this Western Conference that it's like, great. If you're getting these results while you are still working through the kinks, and this game was exactly that, right? Like, this is great. Like, this is exactly, you want growing pains while still getting results. You don't want to be going through growing pains. You're looking up at the playoffs and it's going poorly, right? This is, okay, let's work on this. And we're still winning. We're still getting results. We're still moving up the conference. The all caps Rapids are looking pretty freaking good right now. You have to be happy. The schedule will peak here in the next month. And then post 4th of July, it's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy schedule. So if you are still finding your groove and looking this good, it is, how can you not be happy right now if you're a Rapids fan?
Yeah, exactly. It comes down to, how you said, they're going through growing pains, but at the same time, you can see the pains going away really quickly within the first 10 games. They've played 9 so far, and 4 unbeaten is incredible, especially when you have Miami's massive return in Miami. It's something that it goes all credit to Chris Armas, as Duane was saying earlier. Chris has come in and done an incredible job of making everybody in that locker room, in that front office, believe they can go out there and win, believe they can go out there and score, believe they can be a good team. And you can see it with a guy like Kevin Cabral. You could see it with a guy like Cole Bassett, who, honestly, dude, he's having a renaissance. He is the Cole of old. He is the Cole. He's better than any version of Cole that we've seen in the past. Like, even when he was bright-eyed, bushy-eyed, whatever you say, like, he was young, he was not performing at this level. He is controlling. He is the conductor of this symphony. It's beautiful to see out there.
It really is. I couldn't have said it better myself right there. The conductor of the symphony. I love that. I don't know what song they're playing. It's not like the smoothest sounding song. It's kind of some crazy, math rock, weird timing, but it's getting there, right? Like, it's, you see it working itself out.
It's a bunch of third chairs right now. They're still trying to get the groove to find the first chair. Yeah.
Bald Chris Armas, kind of like Whiplash, like J.K. Simmons is yelling at people until they cry. I don't think that's how the vibes are over there.
I hope it is, though. That'd be kind of funny.
Some interesting subs. This is by far the most defensive Chris Armas has finished a game tonight. You end in a 5-3-2. Your midfielders are Ollie, Lamine, and Jasper, right? You add Wallace into that back line and Seb on the outside for Sam. And then you finish with Omir and Yappy up top. Now, all of a sudden, Dallas gets that one goal in, right? Right when stoppage time is getting going. And so I was like, oh, okay. We might need to actually have some offense here. But it ended up working, right? Lamine had some nice stretches of play there with the ball at his feet, disrupting. I think the defense as a whole looked strong, looked really strong. That center back pairing, again, Bombi and Maxu, just, you You get the crazy physical plays with Bombi, especially on that corner counter that Dallas was running, right? And you had Bombi basically from the goal chase down a guy at midfield by himself and disrupt it. Maxey's heading everything away from the back line. The defense held strong, and it was kind of a question with Armas in the last few games is you think it's time to go defensive, and he's thrown out more forwards, right? He's thrown out getting more offensive, right? Not getting more defensive. And you wonder, can he push the right buttons when you need to sort of do that, right? And I don't know, what do you see from the defensive shift mindset? Was it just because of the cold? Like, what'd you get out of it, Yaya?
I thought it was just more of Chris Armas adding another piece to the puzzle, like, hey, when you think we're gonna zig, we're gonna zag. Like, he's reading the game in a really smart way. He saw that Peter Musa was starting to get a little bit of momentum, and you saw it with that goal, which again, great goal, dude. I thought Keegan and Bombi defended that really well. Keegan missed time to jump a little bit. It happens, but the place that Peter Musa put it was like one of those places that almost nobody in the world would have blocked it, right? Zach Steffen was covering his close post as he should. Like, he did everything went right. It just great goal. And Armas felt that. It felt it coming. He was like, hey, they're getting a little bit of momentum. Let's see if we can trust our defense to hold on to this for us against like a high-powered attacker in Peter Musa. Let's see what we can create. And I think it just comes down to Chris Armas trying to figure things out and trying to read the game. And I really do like that he went more defensive and kind of like wanted the speed to go forward a little bit quicker. You're playing at elevation. They're a little bit more tired than you. So maybe you can catch them on the counter. I thought it was a smart move at the end.
It did feel like they maybe left not enough ball control out there, right? You see Yappy with maybe the worst attempt at wasting time ever off of that corner they had, right? Yappy might as well have passed it to Dallas. He's trying to fend him off, and Dallas just gets possession. Whatever, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the defense held, but it was a little concerning. Duane, how do you feel about Lamine, the Asper, sort of a real defensive shift for the first time from this team this season?
I hate that so much. Nothing worries me, and maybe it's PTSD from last year, but nothing worries me more than the Colorado Rapids parking the bus.
Don't park the bus.
It scares me to death when you've had a game where you were controlling the ball, you were winning possession the entire game. You were just controlling it. Like, the ball was at the Rapids' feet. The Rapids controlled that entire match. And then we just said, well, and it's not just Rapid. When any team does it, it's, to me, I can't stand it, because it's just like, we've been controlling the whole game, but let's go ahead and let them get a good practice in on shooting on our goalie. And hopefully we get in front of all of those. It's just, look, this is why I'm not a professional soccer coach. This is just my personal opinion. But I couldn't stand it. I felt like we were way in charge of that game. And then we took our foot off the gas. When Kevin Cabral came off, it's like we took our feet off the pedal. And the wind was sucked right out of our sails, and we looked, we were playing on our heels quite a bit. So, again, we obviously pulled it off. So awesome. And again, that's why Chris Armas is the coach and I'm not. The back line put it together. But just for me and my nerves and my blood pressure, I can't stand that move. But I'm happy to, get the 3 points either way.
Manager Duane would be dank, dude. I'm into that.
Oh, it's all
that'd be
gas.
such a vibe. It'd be all gas, no breaks. Like, it would be lit, dude. I'm super into it.
A little bit to just kind of like look at it from the other end. You're saying like, oh, Dallas is like getting practice on our goalie. in my opinion, I also think like, the Rapids defense is getting practice of getting bombarded, which is something that I don't think they've seen a lot this year, if I'm honest, except for that Portland game. So I thought it, like, again, I agree with you. I'd rather just keep the pressure on, but I thought it was a good way to just kind of also give your defense a little bit of something, get them into a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah, I'd rather them work on that in training versus when there's 3 points on the line.
You never know, man. When you get into that grind in the playoffs, you're gonna need to know how to do that in real time.
Totally.
Rather do it practice against Dallas than do it in the playoffs for the first time.
This is why Yahya would be a better coach than me.
I'm also really happy right now because Club America's losing, Nuggets won, and the Rapids won. That's a perfect sports night for me. Like, I'm happy for the rest of the day.
Let's go. What a day. What a 420. What a day. Man. What a day.
People were saying it was foggy out there at DSGP. I'm like, nah, that ain't fog.
That was the C38 tailgate.
Yeah, that ain't fog. What are you talking about, fog?
Guys, I don't know if it's whatever. A little too early to talk about this kind of thing. 15 points now for the Rapids on the season in April with a 2-1 win over Dallas. Last year, the Rapids didn't hit 15 points until July in the Drew Moore Gallery of Honor game with a 2-1 win over Dallas. They are so far ahead of the curve, right? Like, at what point do we not just have a reaction to the game we watched, and at what point are we starting the conversation of how good, like, where's the ceiling on this team right now? Like, it's a quarter of the way. We're past the quarter mark, right? We're almost at the 10-game mark, close to a third, getting close to the half mark. Like, at some point, it's time, right? Like what? Am I too far ahead of myself here, Yahya?
No. You know when this happens, when this idea happens. Shout out Kevin, by the way. Better teams, better plays, better players. $2 super chat to the homie. Thank you very much.
What's up, brother?
I know what that is. But you know when that starts happening next week when you face a legitimate contender in FC Dallas, a team that won the support Cincinnati. Sorry.
It's okay.
That won the support shield last year, has talent everywhere you look. In Miles Robinson, they have a great defense. Luciano Acosta, like, you have everything there. If you can go in there and get a draw or a win or a very competitive loss, and it's 10 games in, I think that's the mark where we can start looking at it and saying, okay, what is this team actually? What's its ceiling, and where are they going to end up? I think next week is going to be the perfect measuring stick for them to see exactly where they land in the league and in the Western Conference as a whole.
Cincy also 4-3-2, 5 goals scored less than the Rapids, which is like
having Djorde Mihailovic is going to be killer.
Look, it's going to be a good game. The Rapids are as in form as ever, right? Like, this is when it's like, okay. I mean, look, here's the thing. That you cannot take away that LAFC win. You cannot take that Miami result away. Right? There's some other ones that you can throw the stipulations of injuries and missing players and whatever, but they have some very legitimate results. And you're right. This is a chance to have a very legitimate result.
RSL's another one, man.
RSL, sorry, yeah, of course. And then NYCFC after that. So another 2-game road trip. They've been on the road so much more than at home. This is why I keep talking about the schedule so much every show, is because, like, it gets so much easier. Like, we're like a month and a half from like banking on tons of home games against the easier half of the league that you haven't played yet.
Because this is right now next week they're at Cincy, right? Then they go to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's right after that?
They're home for a game, and then I think they go to RSL. But let me look really fast. But it's just like you can really
San Jose, isn't it?
It might be San Jose again. Yeah, I think that's right.
See, if you can get out of those 3 games, you can get 4 points.
I lied. It's San Jose and Vancouver at home. So you finally get your first homestand
and again,
the season.
If you get what is it? FC Cincinnati, NYFC, in San Jose, right? the next 3 games. If those 3 games you can get 4 points, a win, and a draw, man, you're looking. Even if you can get 3 points, whether it's 3 draws, a win, and 2 losses, like you're looking mighty fine for the
season. To this stretch, though. Just listen to this stretch. Once you get home for San Jose, okay, that should be a dub, right? But then it's home Vancouver, away Salt Lake, home Minnesota, away Houston, home, away Vancouver. And then you get into some bottom feeders, and then, you end June at LAFC, right? And then after that, schedule just gets dramatically easier. So
they're all winnable games. Right now, there's not a single team in this league that if you tell me they're going to play there's not at least 30% chance the Rapids can beat them.
Yeah, they're kind of out of shocking result territory, right? And that might speak the most to where this club is at right now in this progression with Chris Armas, right? And this growth under Chris Armas is, look, like we're going into Cincy. Okay, I kind of would be pissed if they lose. And that's crazy, right? Like, this is a team in form. This is a team that is finding itself. Goal scorers got to figure out how to score goals. But that's the broken record of this podcast. So we won't get too deep into that. We're going to jump into some game grades, really focus in on some moments from the game, on players from the game. But first, we have to talk about our friends. And we love our friends at Toyota. Your Front Range Toyota stores are excited to begin our new partnership with DNVR. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Look, trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, Toyota has built durable legends, destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, there is an iconic Toyota truck for you. Like the all-new 2024 Tacoma and the return of the 2024 Land Cruiser coming this spring. Toyota offers 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. Toyota also currently offers more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. There's 16 different hybrid vehicles you can choose from. You can get cool, like you can get your little, Prius or Highlander or RAV4 hybrid, or you can just go get a Tundra hybrid. Like, that's awesome. You can mob around in a giant truck. That's still great for your gas mileage, great for the environment. Toyota's SUVs take command on the road and on the trail so you can explore the road less traveled without sacrificing smooth city rides in SUVs like RAV4 and Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, cannot recommend them enough, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. Okay, guys. Welcome back. DNVR Rapids. Mitch, Yaya, Duane. Hey, look, Kevin, I'm right, though. Get the hybrid. There's a hybrid. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. You can't. You're too stoned right now to tell me I'm wrong.
We should all be too stoned to even talk on this pod. It's a shame.
I'm playing a game called Race the Edible right now, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we'll see how the end of the pod.
If we're all lucky, the edible wins.
Like, it will win eventually. It's just a matter of how far you can go. Anyone we haven't brought up yet that you thought really stood out in this game, Duane? You're on mute, so I didn't hear a word you just said.
I said yes. Here's my unpopular take.
Wait, pause. Save your take. Hang on. Pause.
Dusting up.
We got 2 super chats and a show. What's going on? 420 is the greatest day ever. Dustin says, missed you dudes tonight. Feeling great about this squad. So are we. Dustin, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for riding with us, man. We appreciate it.
I mean, it's 11 o'clock and the pitch won, man. Thank you for chilling with us.
Absolutely,
so
man.
Much.
I mean, what a Denver sports day, right? Nuggets win. Nuggets cook the Lakers again for the 9th straight time. I was sitting on press row right next to Lakers fan Matt Pollard, and It was pretty awesome. I let him know what the score was quite often. Okay, Duane, go ahead. Your take that I interrupted for the Super Chat.
One of the best players on the pitch tonight is Kevin Cabral.
Wow.
I don't care that he had shots that were missed. Every forward on this team has a ton of shots they're missed, and no one says a damn thing other than Rafa. Mostly starting last week all the way back to game 1 in the chat and on Twitter is everybody bitching and griping about nobody takes shots. When the ball gets into the box, nobody does anything with it. I am one of those people. One guy got in the box, and every time the ball got to him, he figured out a way to get it towards the net. They didn't go in. I went back and watched the highlights of it because I was like, surely these aren't that bad. The one that went off his knee was the only one that was truly bad. Maybe the header that off of the set piece, but there's a lot of bodies flying around in there. But go back and watch. Go back and watch it. There's some decent defense that were making those shots. Not the easiest shots to take. I don't care that he missed them. I would rather see Kevin Cabral or anybody, but I'm using Kevin Cabral tonight. Every time the ball comes on him, he puts the ball towards the net versus doing some stupid, cutesy, let's pass it around and try to find someone else in the box.
Yeah.
And make it too late. And then everyone's crying and complaining, myself included, about not taking a shot. Kevin Cabral took shots, put the ball on net, and that is what I need to see from the Colorado Rapids. Another thing.
Shout out Scotty
Cabral.
the Body. Scotty the Body jumping in the Toyota chat presented by the 2024 vote.
I call him Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie. Yeah, dude. DNVR sales legend, obviously.
Another thing.
Look, hold on. No, not another thing, because you brought up something that we have to talk about. So,
then I'm going to keep going on Cabral after that. Go ahead.
Yes, that's fine. He was at the end of the day, to me, this is how I mean, this isn't just when I'm talking Rapids. This is when I'm talking any sort of soccer. You can always find, progressive carries or take-ons or XG. There's all these stats that you can say, oh, this guy actually plays pretty well, or he doesn't do this or doesn't do this. At the end of the day, the whole goal of this sport is to put the ball in the net. And Kevin Cabral finds more ways to not do that than any forward I have ever consistently watched. And tonight was the ultimate sign. He was dead last year in underperforming XG, and he is well on track after this game to follow that up. It's a problem. He needs to finish 2 of those. Needs to. And I know that, yes, we want more aggression, and that is good, but those were terrible misses. Horrible misses. Terrible. Horrible.
Putting the ball on. I would rather have someone put the ball on than paying $1 bazillion to a striker who takes most of his goals from the PK. At least someone is taking
he's
shots
100%.
So I'll take him.
Honestly, you guys are arguing for the same player, just different faces and different nationalities. Both dudes do the exact same thing.
No. Hold on. Actually, okay. I do not want to argue for Rafa, just to be dead clear. No. You're right. You're right. No, but listen to this. Okay, not to jump ahead into any game grade stuff. Okay, I was looking up Yappy's FB ref today. I was just browsing through stats. Who do you think the number 1 comparable player for Darren Yappy is, according to FB ref? It is hilarious.
Kevin Cabral.
No.
Rafa?
Close.
Rafa.
Harris.
Yes, Rafa. It is Rafa. It's like...
Yeah, they bought Rafa when they had Rafa.
It is like, who else doesn't score goals? His teammate. It's like they line up like that. It was so funny. Look, I get what you're saying, Dwayne. And yes, it's good that they're finally letting shots go, but just fucking score a goal. God damn it. Just score.
I mean, Rafa, Yappy, and Cabral, all three had one-on-one breakthroughs that they could have scored on, and all three completely whiffed on it. And I was just like, God damn it, this is the Rapids to a T. But again, they won. It's funny because they won. It would have been shit if they lost, and that's the reason why. But at the end of the day, they've practiced everything, and it's clear that they've practiced everything. You can see the improvement a million times fold. Armas, if you hear the show, let's practice breakaways. Maybe that's something the team needs to get a little bit better at. When to actually stop instead of stopping right outside of the 18. Maybe just get that into your repertoire, into your rotation of practices now. I think this game should have been RSL won 4-0. This game should have been 6-0, honestly. Like, this game should have been a complete, like, thumping.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yes, Kevin. You, Rafa, and Yappy all lied on your guys' resumes, and you guys all got the job, and it shows.
I'm just picturing Kevin slapping the roof of a Jeep and be like, you could fit so many fucking Rapids in this thing.
Kevin, the commenter, by the way, not Kevin Cabral. Kevin Cabral probably looks like goal, hits it, and be like, you can miss so many goals on this, baby.
How do you guys feel about Sam before he came off?
I thought he played great. I thought him and Keegan played the roles of attacking wing backs perfectly. I had no complaints defensively at all night, honestly. From Maxu and Bombi just being able to clear balls, finding the right guys exactly when they needed to. They all had great games.
Backline was great. Backline, keep it going, man. Like we were talking on press row. Where do you rank the center back? And if you want to go extension, whole back line, but I think that changes the rankings a little bit. Just the center back duo of Bombi and Maxu. We're talking top 5 minimum, top 4, 3 in the league.
I'm at top 3 right now. I think Miazga and Robinson is up there. I think they're my number 1. Then from
Philly,
there, I'm like
Philly.
And Philly has a great
that's
line.
I mean, those are the only ones that are like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Right. The rest, it's like, I'll take this athletic Bombi running all over the place and this Maxu behind him over pretty much every team in the West center backs.
I also think Portland has a pretty decent back line, but they're not better than Colorado's for sure.
That's insane, right? Because it's the same. Sam obviously, but it's like the same center backs and the same right back as last year. And we're talking about like this is like an elite defensive unit, and they were minus 30 in goals last year or something like that. Like, come on, what happened? Like, that's the amazing thing, and we touched on it on the show this week. But again, this is 8 starters of the 10 outfield players, right? Are the same as last year, and it's just completely different. The mindset has completely changed, and like whether that's credit to Armas, whether that's just guys not wanting to fucking lose anymore, like like whatever that is, it's amazing. This defense is turning around, this midfield is turning around. TBD on the attack.
It's
out later.
It's the Armada effect, man.
Yeah,
dude. When you have a coach that inspires, you have a team that wants to win, and that's the main goal of every coach. But before we get any further, I do have to ask, Duane, what was the second part of your Kevin Cabral rant? I've been on edge wondering what it is.
Box-to-box player. I mean, go back and look at some of the key blocks he made getting all the way back. That dude's work rate tonight, we complained a lot last year about him just kind of walking around, just not checked into the game. And, Armas and the rest of the coaching staff have figured out a way to start the French Revolution with Kevin Cabral. Like, it is a 180-degree turn from last year. You see him running all the way across the field. There were 2 key blocks at least that he made back on defense. I just thought he had – his game is going to get overshadowed, because he He missed 4 shots, and that is a problem, as it is with the whole offense. But that dude played a good game. This might be his best game, which is crazy to say because there's 4 shots that everyone's paying attention to. But go back when you watch the game again and watch his full game. I'd say he's right behind Bassett for being plugged in and getting the ball moving, helping keep the press, which helped keep Dallas on their heels. Like, he was an integral part of that all night. I thought he had a really good game.
That one thing about Kevin, that if he was just 5% sharper, he'd be an elite player in this league.
Who?
For sure.
Kevin Cabral.
Yeah.
If he was just 5% sharper, if his IQ was, his soccer IQ was maybe 1 or 2% better, if he'd be because sometimes he makes the wrong pass that leads to a break the other way. And like when he has the easy pass right in front of him. But like, you're right, he had such a good game today that it really does remind you that he's still a young kid and there still is hope for him to develop and become a player and become the DP that we hope him to be.
And that's what we were hoping for some of these guys in the offseason is were they going to bring in a coach who's going to help develop the young guys? And it looks like that's what they're doing. So there's a lot more games. We've got 20 plus games still to watch. So it'll be interesting to see how that development continues.
One thing I want to shout out real quick, if we can move a little bit away from Kevin Cabral, jump to the next player. Mihailovic. Mihailovic's set pieces are Jack Price-esque.
Yes.
Dude puts it where it got to be.
Correct.
10 out of 10 times. Dude has a scope on his leg.
Very close.
Dude has a scope on his leg, and he's picking out guys in the box. Now, whether the guys can finish, we saw Kevin, we saw Rafa, we saw Bombi, whip on him, we saw Maxu. But Mihailovic he has nothing to worry about. He's doing his job. Like, he puts it where it has to go. Shout out to that dude, man. I'm impressed by his set pieces. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Kind of quiet otherwise tonight, but you're right. When the ball was at his feet with play stopped, he looked pretty great. Who do you think was the highest graded Rapid tonight, according to our friends at Fat Mom?
Calvin Harris.
Man, you guys are not going to get this right. You said Calvin Harris?
Mm-hmm.
He was the lowest graded Rapid tonight.
Oh, man.
Wrong.
He had a good game, but
I thought he had a pretty good game.
Well, you would be incorrect, according
That's
to
why I don't do stats.
So if I'm not gonna guess this, there's 2 guys that come to my mind. I wish Duane would have chosen the easiest one. I'm gonna say it was Keegan Rosenberry.
No.
Then it was probably Kevin Cabral.
It was Kevin Cabral.
Damn it! I knew it was Kevin Cabral.
It was Kevin Cabral. What a silly game this is.
I'm gonna learn how to say the F word in French so I can say Kevin
XG 0.89 XG, only 0.1 XG on target. You bum. You're a bum. What's bum in French? I want to scream at him. Bum.
You can't be bum and highest rated.
Accurate passes 17.
I was gonna say something very no, I'm not. We'll
accurate passes 17 to 17. Expected assist 0.27. So he's he created.
He got the assist he
created one big chance.
Well, he got the ball into Harris for that goal,
but he missed 2 big chances. 33 touches. It's a lot for a Cabral game. That's a lot.
Dude had a good game. I'm telling you.
He looked fine.
He looked like the top-rated player on the team.
Fair. Cole was right behind him.
Dude, Cole was a machine.
Cole
today.
had an awesome game tonight.
Cole, this was his breakout game.
Interesting.
To me, this was the game where
84 touches for Cole tonight.
To me, it wasn't just that he scored; it was the way he carried himself on that pitch, different from anybody else. Different, just full-blown leader screaming. Just incredible the way Cole played today. To me, this was his breakout game, not just because he didn't score or anything, but the way he operated was just out of this world.
Look, it comes down to work rate. Again, like for all these guys, right? For Cabral, for Bombi, for Sam, for Cole tonight, Ollie, who was sprinting box to box, those grades are all half a point lower, right? If they're not working their ass off both directions, right? Off the ball, on defense, getting into position, holding those lines, holding that shape. It was just really impressive. And I'm just going to bring it up every time I can. The fact that you're able to make a team almost a completely, not obviously there's some big new pieces added in, but this is mostly the same roster as last year. And you took a bottom of the conference team and are making them work their ass off and are right off the top of the conference. It's mind blowing to me. Mind blowing that this team is willing to work this hard after what we saw last year. It's crazy. It does not compute.
It's coaching, man.
It doesn't compute. It doesn't work. Math ain't mathing for me. I don't get it.
Oh, math is dumb.
Yeah, math is dumb.
It's just the universal language.
We're not doing math on 420, dude. That's stupid.
Yes, I am.
Worst day to do math ever.
I'm doing metric math, baby. How many grams are we talking about?
Hey. We're gonna get into Yaya's grams in a second, but first we have to talk about our friends at Fubo. Hey, tonight you could have caught the Nugs on Fubo, right? Could have caught the Rockies on Fubo. There's 140 plus live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device. You get the most Colorado sports, and you get it at the lowest price. Most Colorado sports, lowest price. Those two go together like peanut butter and jelly. Start watching immediately with a free trial. No contract, no cable, no hassle. Just sign up and start watching. 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. And you can watch local teams while traveling. Come on. That's awesome. There's nothing I like less than I'm on vacation. I'm trying to tune into a Denver game and I have to watch some other regional feed. It's the worst. So being able to just make sure that your teams are on whenever you need it, it's a blessing. And thank you, Fubo, for that. You got the Rockies. The Rockies, they're on Fubo all season long. You got the draft next week for NFL. Euro qualifiers are coming up soon. U.S. Open tennis. All sorts of stuff coming up. Watch all your favorite sports, including the Rockies, right there on Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. That is www.fubotv.com/DNVR. All right, and we're back. DNVR Rapids. Mitch, Yaya, Duane. We're chilling, baby. Wrapping up, not down, wrapping up the 420 Winners Lounge. Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
What I think the edibles winning, Duane.
No, not yet. Not yet. I got one more in me, baby. I got one more segment in me.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in. Let's go.
He's trying to get across the finish line.
Hey.
Go just like across the pitch and Rich is like, put me in. What you doing?
I'm getting there. We're gonna make it. All right. Throw up the graphic, Yaya. Come on. It's flowers from the fellas. Who is up first? Handing out roses like the Bachelor.
I'll go first.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you guys are gonna take it if I don't. It's gonna be Chris Armas, baby. We gotta give it to the team is taking the attitude of its coach. We know Keegan. Keegan is Mr. Rapid. He's Mr. Reliable. He's Iron Man out there. Dude is gonna be there and give you 100% every time.
He's a real steady Eddie.
Exactly. His name's not Eddie. It's Keegan. But regardless, Keegan is not a guy that has a lot of personality to him, right? So what does the team do? They gravitate towards Armas, and you can tell out there. And again, I don't want to say Keegan's boring, but he just doesn't. He's not screaming out there on the pitch. He's not doing that. But Chris Armas is, man, and you can tell this team is taking that personality, that grinder kind of mentality of we're not going to give up any game. Every game is winnable, and we're going to go out there and show everybody that the Colorado Rapids are not a laughing stock. We're a team to be taken seriously week in and week out, and you got to give them all credit for that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that line of the team, taking on the image of their coach is such a good representation of where this team is at. I really like that. Duane, what you got?
Kevin Cabral. He's getting the flowers.
Jesus Christ.
Highest rated guy on the pitch. Playing back and forth, covering when he needs to, keeping the press going. A marked wind out of the sails as soon as he was subbed off. Things got a little slow, a little dicey. Kevin Cabral had a good game. He never gets flowers. He deserves them for this game. He played really great. I think once he solves the same problem that all the other forwards have, it's going to be big days for the French Revolution. It's coming.
Doing this into French history right now.
Vive la Cabral! Vive la Cabral!
The rich were the ones that were destroyed in the revolution. Cabral is
one of the highest paid players
in the league. So,
he's going to be destroying Cincinnati next week.
Oh, dude, sign me up right now, bro. Sign me up. All right, I'm going to cheat on my first round of flowers here and give it to the sixes, to Jasper and Lamine coming in. Jasper coming off a soft tissue injury, he's been out for a while. Lamine still just trying to find minutes. I thought they both looked awesome. I really do. Those were impressive shifts from those two tonight. Lamine especially, man, his ability, he was kind of the only guy able to control the ball after all those substitutions happened, right? Omir was playing so far up. He was like a true two up top. So you don't have Omir's ball control in midfield at all. You need Jesus Christ. This has gone off the rails.
Let's go.
Looks like the edibles beat the Toyota chat, really.
420 for the win, baby. Anything's possible.
Oh God. I don't even know where we were. Look, Jasper and Lamine. I did not expect to see them share the field ever, really. I mean, we hadn't seen this gear from this coaching staff, right? We haven't seen a 5-3-2 with all 3 sixes on the roster, right? Like that was not in the cards. So to see them play together well, hold the line, every clearance needed to see how to win, just compliments to those guys, right? Lamine, that 11 minutes, I need to see more. I need 30 of Lamine. I need Lamine playing with as many starters as you can leave out there before he's the 5th sub in at the end of a game. He can control the ball. He closes quickly. I need to see more. I just need to see so much more.
I agree 100%.
I'm telling you, man, Bombi and Diak is that Spider-Man meme. Them looking at each other and pointing. That's what it is. They look so similar out there. Long, lanky dudes with big strides and just throwing bodies around. I'm like, damn, you guys could be a tag team wrestling, man.
I'll take 2 of those. Put them out there.
And aren't they both like from like some part French at least? Like Canada, French Canada, and Senegal has like they speak French. So something there.
He came from a French team. I can forget which one.
Nantes.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it Duane? My turn to give flowers again?
Your turn. Buddy.
Okay. I want to give flowers to Calvin Harris. The stats are lying to you guys. Calvin Harris had a great game. Not because of what he did with the ball, but the way he moved and opened up the defense in the wide areas was incredible. I really like this game. I think Calvin is a real underestimated part of this team. He does a lot of these little things that the other wingers don't do, which does open up a lot of more Bassett, opens up Mihailovic to be able to roam to that side if needed. And you got to give credit to that, man. He's an unselfish player that's willing to give up space for other people to operate there. And he's able to move it into the other ones that he could work with. So I really like Calvin Harris's game today. I thought he did great.
Me too.
Duane?
I mean, let's go with another obvious one. And the guy who set the new record for homegrown player starts at 106 appearances. Cole Bassett.
Great. Not just that, you get Dylan Cerna, who had the previous record at 105. Yep, get the oar, get acknowledged pregame before the crowd, and then the whistle blows, and Cole Bassett takes the mantle at 21 years old, yep. Right? As like the face of homegrowns in this state for professional soccer. Pretty cool stuff. Sorry, keep going, Duane.
No, that was excellent input. All part of the narrative, man. Yeah, and then he gets on the field and balls out like he normally does. So forced an own goal, and that wasn't like a fluky own goal. Like that was an easy play to give up on, and Cole kept, pushing it and put the ball in, and it goes off of a defender, and that's what you do, when you're bunched up against the goal line, and there's no openings there, and he did what he needed to do. But he, again, all over the place, just being Cole Bassett, I feel like we're parroting at this point, saying the same things every week. But he's doing the same things every week, which is being one of the leaders on this team, being one of the guys that actually does take shots over the past few games that we've been, just dying for. And just, being when he needs to be, and being on defense and getting up to the box and taking shots, getting the ball to Georgie. Dude's just everywhere, man. I don't know what else to say. He's consistently great every week.
Yep.
He gets a lot of flowers. He's gonna have so many flowers this year.
He's gonna have a damn bouquet when he's done.
I got flowers.
Flowers. You may have a whole van.
I got flowers for Andreas Maxu.
Yeah.
I think last week was the best game he has played as a Rapid, and I think tonight was almost as good. He is all over the place. I don't know if having to play with a mask and then being able to take it off did some sort of like
Daredevil shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
you
just
can't see, but you can hear everything.
Right, and now the mask is gone, and he's like, "Oh man, this is great." It's insane. It's insane. He's playing so well. He is having someone so sound ahead of someone who can just go out and make the craziest plays off script and kind of break lines and go crazy. It's so cool seeing those two work so well together with Bombi and Maxu. And, all of a sudden the fact that you bought him down, right? He's not taking a deep piece. The TAM center back like that he's been worth every penny. And it's crazy because if you told me last year, that I would be saying this now, right? Like, I think Maxu was kind of on everyone's list of like, he needs to prove that he's worth a paycheck here, right? He's just been fantastic the last couple weeks, and I don't see it going anywhere. He's found a groove. I think he's happy. I think he came from a winning side at Brøndby and to the disaster that was the 2023 Rapids, right? Like that's tough, man.
I do wonder if some of these guys had issues living up to that price tag that affected their game.
Maybe. I don't know if that's a thing. It might be.
It might be, especially because you come into the league and hopes are being put on you. Like, I do wonder if that's something that happens, especially in Colorado, where DPs are like, you're a DP, or in the MLS in general, I guess, where DPs are dependent on being your star player. And when you're a center back, it's really hard to like really show that unless you have the right partner and the right team around you. So I do wonder if taking that tag away from him has helped him a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think you come from a place like Brown B that's like great fans, right? Great supporters culture, big home field. And, playing in front of, a sparse 14,000 every game last year at best, right? Playing uninspiring ball for a coach who's checked out, and players around you who aren't into it. I get it. I do. It's tough, right? It's really easy to say, well, they get paid so much, I need to show up and be motivated. Well, that's just not how being a person works. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like $60 million max NBA guys, right? I think you can put those expectations on those guys, right? But these soccer players are a lot closer to us than they are to the extremely high paid athletes in this country, right? So I do factor in a lot of the life events into these guys and what's going on and the environment. And so to see him be such a big part of the turnaround, because I know how frustrated he was last year. I know that he was one of those guys in the locker room, like, what the hell are we doing? He
was like that on the pitch.
Sure. But even in private moments, just among the team being so vocal, it's great to see. Didn't expect to be the Max U guy this year, but here we are. Life throws you crazy curveballs sometimes.
I have one last one.
Okay.
And that's to everybody that showed up to this cold game, baby. Like, shout out you guys, man. You guys are the lifeline of this club. You guys don't realize how much you guys mean. Going out there in cold weather with a NBA playoff game going on in your own city against hated rivals. Like, shout out, man. Like, you guys make this team go. Great job being supporters, and we really, really appreciate it. As people that cover this team, without you guys, we wouldn't have a show, and the team wouldn't be in Colorado. So thank you very much.
Good job. That was perfectly done there. Yeah. Good shit. Anything else we missed?
Mitch is so losing.
I'm not losing at all. I'm fine. Anything we missed? Anything you guys want to hit on? Any player? We didn't say a word about Zach Steffen somehow, and I thought he was excellent again.
I don't think he did much today, if I'm honest.
He didn't have much to do. Yeah, he didn't have much
exactly. To do. I just think it was a good, boring game.
Make 2 saves. Yeah.
Oh, flowers to those Dallas players that scored goals for us. That was tight.
Good job.
Pay them that money. Do you want to be a rapid and be a striker?
So, anything else? Any other talking points? Anything to look forward to? Anything?
Shout out stadium staff, according to Oliver.
Sure.
Shout out everybody that orchestrates the Rapids.
Yeah, shouts.
The conductor's cool, baby.
I can't think of anything else.
I think we're good. I think it's time. It's easy when they win, like it's easy to be happy. It's
also there wasn't like a ton to talk about in this one because they didn't even score their goals, right? Like it was like, it's just it's kind of nice to be able to talk about bigger things, So, all right, well, you want to start us plugging out of here?
DNV_Rapids on Twitter. Follow us there. We really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate that as well. 5-star reviews wherever you hear this show, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's ours whenever you guys subscribe to us. We really appreciate all that, you guys. We appreciate all the support. Any little click that's positive actually makes a huge impact on our stats. It makes it look better. So please help us out there.
Please hit that thumbs up while you're in there. Please hit that thumbs up. Big deal. And Wednesday we got our show. Make sure to tune in 9:30 Wednesday, every Wednesday. We can get into some big picture stuff. I think it's time. It's really time to start looking at some big picture stuff. And that's fun. That's new. That's exciting. So tune into that. Duane, what else do you got to plug?
Hey, it's playoff season. So if you're not watching on Fubo and you want to get the full experience, get down to DNVR bar. Nuggets.
I'm a diehard. Is there anything cool I get at the DNVR bar?
Yeah. 15% off your tab.
15% off
for starters.
I'm sorry, Duane almost had an orgasm when saying yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He was excited for that one.
Become a diehard. 50% off your bar tab. The
1-5,
bar is
not 5-0. Keep
bananas
like you're
right
saying 5-0.
now
I
with
promise
nuggets
that's
and
not it.
abs. No, 15. 1-5.
But
Bars bananas right now. So
yeah, I mean it's going to be nugs and abs basically every other night. So
yeah,
that's
you get
exciting.
a t-shirt. You get a t-shirt. We got another takeover coming up.
Ooh, we've already sold tickets for it.
Yeah, tickets are already selling for that. You get discounts for that. Oh man, you get a membership card. You just could be one of the homies, man. You just be one of the diehards.
We ride for the homies.
It's an upper echelon fandom here in Denver. Yeah,
Let's
not
go,
just for the
Ian.
pids, all of them.
Nug, abs, pids, repeat.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt and bury me in it, baby. Let's go.
That's a perfect way to end it, guys. Become a diehard at the DNVR.com. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow all three of us plus the show on Twitter. Say hi to us at the tailgate when we're there. We love Dev Dogs as much as the next. So come check that out. More important than everything we just did. Feels so good to say this in a Winner's Lounge. Am I right? I'm right. It feels so good. Up the pids.
We all silly like the mayor.